So I had a big thought about her. There's two things I've noticed that I thought were key moments yesterday. One thing was when I arrived and you had on a round pen, she was quite frantic, like running around and like, being, quite flighty. Like, like you could see that she was quite uncomfortable and then the moment you came in, she sort of calmed down, which showed me, or which I thought is probably her co-regulating of you so that she wouldn't have that confidence by herself. And then the other thing that was a key moment was, how we're talking about her processing. I think what she's doing, she's actually shutting down. So I don't know if you heard about the polyvagal theory.
Oh yeah, I know that from social work.
So I think she's into dorsal vagal, so where she just shuts down and she just goes into herself. So I don't think she's going to sleep. I don't think she's resting, and I don't think she's really processing.
Yeah.
So I think what she does is she just dissociates and is gone. And then when we let her go, I took the holder off, and then all of a sudden she had a release, like as if she's saying like, oh, I survived this. Thank God. So what I was thinking is when we work with the pressure and release, I don't think it's a good release for her to actually stand still, because I think that gives her the opportunity to go into that state of like, oh, I'm just going to cave in and I'm just going to endure this.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, when we work with her today, when we do the release, we're just going to do like a casual walk. We're just walking with no aim, no purpose. We're not going to tell you where to be or where not to be. We're just going for a stroll, and that will be the release. So in that way, at least she's forced to pay attention a little bit to her feet, because she's walking, she's in movement, and hopefully that keeps her in her body rather than her dissociating. And the other thing that I want to be mindful with her is to not overload her. So so I don't want to overload her with things. So the other thought I had, do we give her predictability, or do we ask a lot of her to keep her active? But I think if we ask a lot of different things of her, we risk that she gets overwhelmed and then goes down.
Yeah.
So I think we might stick to one exercise and just ask her and see if we can just get the littlest, tiniest try just for her. And so I think our main goal is for her to not go into shutdown.
Yeah.
So if we can get her engaged, even if that engagement means I'll flick an ear or I'll have a look, or like I might move, it might be movement, but any sign of her reacting is good. And if she gets out of shutdown and her reaction is complete explosion, that's still an improvement. I know that sounds crazy, but it's still an improvement, because at least she is like processing what's going on. So we've got to walk that fine line with her.
Do you know the difference between her shutting down and focus? Is it really subtle?
I think it is. So that's a good question. I'm just going to repeat that in case the audio didn't pick that up. So Freya just asked, how do you know the difference between shutdown and her processing? So I think the difference is her being aware of her surroundings, being present in the moment. So when she shuts down, she doesn't really pay any attention to what's going on around her or to you, or like, and you could see that she's like literally closing her eyes so she can't see, and her ears just go back and stay there, and there's just no movement in her body. There's just like nothing really happening. So when she's processing, like that's more of a process, right? When she licks in shoes, she yawns. But even if she's like, even if she stands still and she has a bit of a dull look, but her ears are still flicking, she still notices sounds around her, that's a sign for us that we know that she is still here, like she's still present. But what she did yesterday, where she really she just stood there, she closed her eyes, her ears went back, and like you could tell she was just not here. Like she went completely inside. So let's see today if we can just avoid these moments. And if she does it, I think our go-to technique will be, we'll just go for leisurely walk. Just see if we can just bring her back to here without low pressure.
Sometimes she does that going to sleep type of thing.
Yeah.
When you're not doing anything. paddock comes up and it's pretty similar, but it's obviously
I mean,
different.
yes. I mean, they could go to sleep, so that looks pretty similar. Like, and you go to like when you go to sleep, you're not there either, right? You're
Yeah.
not paying attention to your surroundings. But it's very unlikely that if we just asked her for a hindquarter yield, for example, and she got really tense, and then the moment we release, it's a bit unlikely that she's like, all right, I'll take a nap now. Like if you're just hanging out in the paddock and like, you know, she's feeling safe because she's with her herd, she's with you, and then she's just dozing off, like that's very likely. But like if if we just had like a stressful situation and moments after, she's probably not going to go to sleep because she's not like safe. So she seems all right, like right now, right? She's like, you know, yawning, she's having a nipple, she's looking at stuff. So she's definitely here asking for bum scratches. So do you want to just put the lead rope on her? Hey, sweetie. So immediately I noticed that just her breath got a little bit like shorter and like her head came up. So maybe just go for a walk now and just be like, all right, we'll just go for a really leisurely walk. Like don't ask too much of her. It's more of like, so we're gonna let her co-regulate with you, but not in standing and not pushing into your bubble. So this is like co-reg. So you take a breath, she takes a breath, and you just have a relaxed stroll. There you go. And then I'm just gonna get the flag. And then I thought about which exercise to use. And I think steady pressure, like asking her to be somewhere with the lead rope, or like it's sort of telling her where to be, which is controlling. And I don't think it actually helps her as in to make choices and start thinking. So then we have the option of rhythmic motion, which is just like a noise or like, you know, some sort of energy. And she hopefully would choose to be confident and engage with that. But I don't know if she's brave enough to do that yet. So I think what we're going to maybe go for the exercise is the hindquarter yield, because it's sort of, we're asking her something, but we're not telling her where to be or what to do, but we're asking her, can she stay present and can she respond to a stimuli and find like a solution for herself, which I think will help her right now. So she seems pretty relaxed now. She's yawning. She's like, so if you want to come. And so we did that yesterday. So you just like approach her hindquarters with the flag and you sort of just see, and we've got to be, so just stop there for a second, just because, so just let it, so that's great. If our approach is like, all right, this is the exercise we wanted to do, because I thought she would be not brave enough to engage, but then she shows bravery, go for a walk now. So she's doing this now. See how she like starts to, so right now, so wake her up a little bit. Let me write in them. Yeah, so let's try and catch her just before she goes into that shutdown and just go for that walk and have that as the release. It doesn't have to be a lot, so even if you stop now. So yeah, I was saying, but then she showed us, oh, I can be brave. So we'll take that, right? We'll take what she offers. So let's try and go back to the hindquarter yields.
Did I check it first or just go straight?
To go for the hindquarter yields, but if she interrupts and she's like, no, let me have a check, let me have a look. Yeah, and now go straight for the walk before she's, yep, great. So we're gonna make the release, so the pressure, I'm saying that with the the fingers. The pressure is the flag, and the release is not stand still, it's walk. But look, she can't even do it. Like, so we're like, then you stop again and show her the flag again, or try to, like, it's just attempt a hindquarter yield if she's like, yeah, yeah, and walk. She's changing the agenda, which is fine because we're here to help her. So she can change the agenda. So if she's brave like that, so see if you can hold it near her shoulder, what we did yesterday, and see if she can. Yeah, and let her have a little bit of a longer sniff maybe. Oh, lovely. Now walk. So that was more of a release now. See how she like had a little bit of a blow? Yeah. Yeah. So you can still uphold that boundary, as in like don't push too, like you can still have the bubble. Nice. Okay. Now just go to the same shoulder. So we're just going to give her, that's what I was saying about predictability. So we're just going to keep doing the same thing just for her to feel safe in what we're doing for now. Give it a, just hold it there for a minute. Now just bring it to her nostril, like see if you can bring it closer. Just maybe move it out a little. Walk backwards with it. So because now she's starting to shut down again. And when she touches, yeah, take it away, but then keep walking as the release. So we got to play it a little bit by ear. Let's see what she offers. All right. What I think next time, so when you do this exercise now, see how she walked backwards a little bit before, that like when you held it out, she walked backwards. Let's give her that, like, because it was still a finding for her to, it was still a reaction. It was better than shutdown. It was like, I'm not that comfortable with it being on my shoulder, so I'll step in front, like I'll step back so the flag will be in front of me. So that's still for her better than shutdown. So do that again and just see what she does now.
The shoulder? Or?
Yes, try the shoulder again. Give it just a little jiggle now. Yeah, let her go. Let her go if she wants to. I don't, and just maybe just walk off now. Yep. You could have probably rewarded a little bit earlier, even when she oriented to this side. Still trying to figure out a little bit, like, you know, like. So just try it again. We'll stay on the same side. And let's just start giving a little shake. Yeah, let her go if she wants to. Nice. All right, and then just walk. Next round you do it, keep it shaking and let her step backwards, but just walk. And then see, because sometimes they, yeah, hello. Sometimes they step backwards and give it the flag a sniff. So it's like, so they're sort of putting the flag in front of them to investigate what this is. So we go shoulder. Just going to come on this side because it looked to me like she was giving it a bit of an eye. All right, give it a little shake because she's starting to, and I just keep shaking it slowly, yeah, yeah, and stop, and go walk, yep. All right, nice. Stop there. Let's do it one more time, yeah, and then we might change. But just keep moving it gently like that. Keep going. Just keep going. Just come on. Yeah, she's not really. She's, but yeah, but she's not shutting down. Yeah. She might be like getting a bit more tense and being like, oh, that's a noise now, but at least she's in her body, like, and not. All right, we might do the other side now. See if she's got a better side in there. Okay. Just come a bit, like walk backwards, keep doing what you're doing and just walk backwards to bring it back into her eye a little bit, yeah. Just experimenting. What's happening over there? All right, let's just reset. So walk off, so stop what you're doing and then walk off, because at least so now I'm wondering if she was like in her body or if she was just orienting. We can change directions too, so you don't have to always go the same circle if you want to turn her around. If she was like focusing that much over there so she doesn't have to deal with this. So that could happen too. So just ask her with your flag backwards now. So you see how she comes closer and closer. She's getting a bit worried about what's going on there, and she's coming into your space. Yeah, let her, and be sure to have rope for her. Yeah, because if you push her back and she doesn't have rope to go back, that's contradicting. Yeah, keep going a little bit. All right, so she's ignoring you there a little bit, and so just you can just swing your flag back without like, and just make a really sudden movement. Yeah, okay, and now ask her again. Yeah, perfect. Now walk off straight away. Yep. So she tolerated that and sort of like, you know, did again what she does. It's like, if I just stand really still and I just wait it out, then I can just stay with that. Okay. Bring her back. Oh, nice. And walk. Walk. Yes. Beautiful. That was awesome. Okay. And just see if you sometimes when they are getting a little bit more nervy, they start like all of a sudden, every sound, everything that happens is all of a sudden scary, you know, like because their nervous system is getting a little bit like, you know, overwhelmed. But as I said, we'd rather have a bit spooky and a bit on alert, because that's better than shut down.
Yeah.
So that's her at least taking it all in and being in the present moment and in her environment. So just try the shoulder again on this side. And just give it a little shake. Stay there. All right, and we'll take that. So walk off. We'll take that. It wasn't curiosity. It wasn't her, I'm going to come investigate the flag, but it was her like, all right, I'm going to see if there is a way to make myself feel better about this situation. Okay. Yeah. That's all right. Don't try so much to get her attention back. Now just keep doing the task and see if she can have attention for that. Give her a cluck if you want. All right, now give it a really sort of just bang your flag back without like, yeah, and then bring it back. Yes. Yeah. Take that little step. She's on her alert now. I might take over from here because, oh, just go for your round. Just go for your round. I know it doesn't look like progress because she's actually more nervy now, but I think that's progress. Oh, it's a big one. Come on. If you're Brumby, you should be used to them, wouldn't you? All right. So now that she's like taken in her environment, so that's our opportunity to sort of make her feel. Yes. So I'll just take her away from here. Nice. So what I'm doing now is like I sort of offer her a safe spot, yeah? So she's really worried about this kangaroo. And what I do is like I say, I see you. I see that it worries you. Let's go over here. And I'm going to grow roots and I'm going to be a safe anchor for you. And now I offer stillness again. Now we just got to watch out that she doesn't go into shutdown when that happens. So I just, so see how she's like really on top of me? That's her because she can't deal with this situation on her own now. So she's like looking for the comfort, yeah? And I'll just keep being like, that might take a while now because she's starting to get really worried about everything now. So what I do is like every time she raises her head and looks over there, I'll go over there. And then I'll just offer her stillness. And I'll just offer her relaxation. So she looks over there, I'll just walk over there. I'll just say, hey, I see you're worried. You're still worried? Let's go over there. And I offer stillness. And stillness is like, you just stand there. You could do your breathing. Like it could be a cue for her to calm down. Like if you do that often enough, they might pick up on this. There we go. She starts blinking now. Just start walking again. She's had a blowout. I think she's licking and chewing. It's like hyper alert now, which is good though, because at least she's not shutting down. And with a hyper alert horse, you can offer safety, whereas with the shutdown horse, you sort of gotta get them back into into their environment first and out of their bodies before you can offer that safety.
Is there a reason why they would be shutting down?
Um,
Being more alert, or flighty? I think it's just like personality.
It could be personality, it could be learned behavior. So the shutdown, they also call it the learned helplessness, where they just and then I think I have a really good book. I do read books. I have her name is Lucy Claassen, and she has a whole book on nervous system regulation, nervous system in horses and humans, and how we co-regulate and what a horse goes through. I read it. I'm not an expert, but I think it's just it's a coping mechanism. Yeah, it's just her way of feeling safety. There you go, good girl. Oh, good girl. So now she engaged with that flag again. So I'll just go back to we walk. So now I want to walk together, but I also need her to, it's a fine line because I don't want her to feel like this is pressure. This is the release. And I do want to offer her co-regulation, but not to the expense of my own safety. So I gotta set a little bit of a boundary. Is he going to Freya? I know, good girl. So I'm just want to have a bit of a boundary with like a more of an aggressive horse or whatever, or not aggressive, but like a horse that would be a bit out of their head when they get really flighty and they really have no consideration for you whatsoever. My boundary would be very big. But with her, because she's not doing it because she is overly flighty, but she wants to she needs that closeness to feel safe. And if we can't offer that to her and co-regulate for her for now, then she will go into shutdown. So let's say my boundary is only that big, okay? Enough to be safe, but big enough for her to be able to come and still feel safe. And then we can grow this and build her confidence further apart. All right, so now that she's sort of calmed down from what just happened, I'm going to go back to our exercise. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because I think she's not that prone to go into a shutdown now, because we sort of brought her into this state. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to just ask for any reaction. I'm going to see, I'm sort of not putting her to the test, but I'm going to see if she can find a bit of a solution for herself. So there was a step back. Step back. So I'm actually encouraging a little bit of that flight behavior right now, but not in a way that I don't want to overstimulate her, but I want to let her know, look, you've got a choice. You're a flight animal. If something is uncomfortable, there's a really easy solution, and it's called flight. You can just walk away, and you've got this option. So sometimes when horses have good girl, have learned helplessness, they might have not given the option to walk away from something. Beautiful. All right. Yeah. with her history. Yeah. There you go. She steps off it. So yeah, I'm just asking for a little bit more of a reaction right now. And it can be a reaction or response. I mean, eventually we want to have a response. We want her to think through a puzzle, a problem. But if all she can offer for now is a reaction, which is not that thoughtful, that's fine. I'm just going to keep that in. So what I've said before, oh, there you go. That was a, so we also got to honor every try of her. Like, even if it's a really small try, we just got to honor this for right now, because that's maybe all she can be able to give us. So now I'm just gauging if she's going into shutdown and freeze. I wouldn't say she's shut down, but she definitely had a freeze moment of like, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Yes, good. I wanted to show you, but she's not doing it anymore now. If she goes into shutdown, what you can do. But basically, I don't want to do it to her because I don't want to scare her. It's sort of, it's going to see. I don't want to overwhelm her. Nah, she's doing well. So if she goes into shutdown and you do an exercise, then what you would want to do is you want to do a really sudden, quick movement just to get her out of it. And you've got to be really clear in your body. It's not wake up, like as in I'm going to punish you for going into shutdown. It really has to be. So that's why I said swing behind you. So I'm just going to see if I can do this without being offensive to her. But so you ask, and she goes into shutdown, right? Just like this, okay? And then you sort of ask again, and you've got to go a bit like, whoa, what was that? You know, like you're both like, whoa, I didn't know what that was. That was, I don't know where that came from, okay? So you really got to be careful that it's not directed at her, because you don't want her to force her out of it. You just want to snap her out of it. You know, sometimes when a human goes all frantic and you just give them like, come on, like, you know, so that's a little bit like that. So that scared her, obviously. So now she's like, yeah, good girl. All right. So with this, so if you want to work on this week, I think this is probably enough for her. So just keep recognizing when she goes into shutdown. Snap her out of it if you have to. And if you get her out of shutdown, she might go into that nervous state. So then just remember the anchoring, like you just be the anchor for her, but keep a little bubble for yourself, just also to be safe, because you're good girl, good girl, good girl. And so you can experiment with this rhythmic pressure. So you can experiment it with here. You can do it at the hindquarters and see what she does there, right? Like she just moved a little bit, and reward the little things for now, even if it's just a shift in the weight, or even if it's a look, or like don't you know, like, I mean, eventually you would want her to respond with a hindquarter yield, or a shift, like move on the forehand, or, you know, you could side pass her like that. But it's not about the exercise itself right now. I just want to, so it's more about her advocating for herself, and she can do figure things out. And then yeah, and then every time she gives you curiosity in the form of like, what have you got, like where she gets a little bit a different mindset, like reward that too. So see, I don't think she really enjoys that. Now she's like, yep. There was a tiny shift where she engaged. But before she was like, I'll just get my hand and just stand there and you just do what you have to do with your flag there and touch my nose. I'm not really loving it. And you could, you know, experiment it with here. There you go. Any movement. But I wouldn't, if she does this, that's perfect. Like, that's not her going too much in herself. That's actually her processing. That's actually really big. I'll probably finish the session on that one.
That's not her about
no, I think that's more processing because she's like yawning, but then I think afterwards she looks like she's just, but she's,
done.
yeah. So she is a bit done, but what's your protocol? Would you take the halter off or leave the halter on? Yeah. Oh, my, oops, Jesus. Yeah, they woke you up. They woke you up. I'll just take it up from there. Wonderful. Yep, you're doing well. Yes, you're doing well. You're doing well. Oh, you like that. Oh, you like that. I know, it does. There you go. All right, does that make all sense, sort of? Yeah. And I think that will get you eventually that kind of confident horse that you want to ride on the trails.
Yeah.
Because right now what I think is happening, if you do ride her, she's probably sort of getting into that state too, where she's like holding it together and she might be taking a bit more confidence from the control on the back out of it. If she follows another horse, she takes the confidence of that horse. So it's not her. She definitely needs more confidence and
So do I.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a bit different. So see, she's like still a bit like standing there and like, but she looks around, her ears are flickering and she just had a bit of a tail swish. There was a blowout. So I think that's more processing because she's definitely, there's something going on for her, but she's not completely gone. But look, I can't tell you also 100%, right? Like I'm not in her body, but that's just what it looks for me. Like her ears are moving.
Yeah, well, it's completely different to her being fully.
Yeah, when she goes completely. Yeah, like yesterday. She just went, right? She was just not there. That's what I think. But like little Nico just woke her back up. So she's definitely processing something, but I don't think she's in shutdown because she's reacting to her environment. Hey.